For every massive stadium or stratospheric skyscraper that makes it off the architect's drawing board and onto the real-world skyline, hundreds more never see the light of day, perhaps because they are too expensive or impractical to build with the available technology at the time. Some were always insane, while others may deserve a second chance. Join us as we rummage through the architect's waste paper bin in search of some incredible meta-projects that never materialize. Number 1. Hyperbuilding. The timeline of human habitation can be broadly described as nomadic hunter-gatherers settled down, discovered agriculture, and built towns, which eventually grew into cities. So what is the next step? Cities built all at once? Starchatic Rem Koolhaas certainly believes that integrated cities are the way forward, as evidenced by this so-called hyperbuilding concept. The proposed site chosen by Koolhaas's firm OMA for its speculative hyperbuilding was an unused green reserve located on the west bank of the Kayaphraya River in Bangkok. Bangkok was chosen, according to Koolhaas's pitch, because Bangkok is a city in crisis, from its traffic to its haphazard development to its politics. The hyperbuilding would have 6 main internal streets with conventional and high-speed elevators connecting the upper levels and a 12-kilometer pedestrian promenade that snakes from the base of the building to its summit. There is a generous 5.5 million square meters of residential space, with an additional 120,000 square meters set aside for restaurants, museums, and galleries would occupy 8,000 square meters. For now, alas, this ambitious hyperbuilding looks set to remain hyperbole. Number 2. Crystal Island. Another city in miniature, this futuristic pointy ice palace from architects Foster and Partners is called Crystal Island, and it already has planning permission. If Crystal Island is built, it will be the largest building on the planet by volume and floor space, occupying a peninsula on the Moscow River just miles from the Kremlin. The spiraling form of Crystal Island creates a tent-like outer structure that is designed to keep out the Russian cold, but can open up to provide natural ventilation in summer. It will include 3,000 hotel rooms and 900 service departments, plus offices and shops, a 500-student international school, and 2 viewing platforms at different stages up the 450-meter-tall pinnacle. It will have at least 1 IMAX cinema, a theater, museums, and 14,000 underground car parking spaces. What is holding it back? After the 2008 financial crisis, financial backing vanished, never to be seen again. Number 3. Shimizu Mega City Pyramid. Japan is a difficult environment to build in because it is mountainous and prone to earthquakes, and virgin sites are practically non-existent. Enter the Shimizu Megacity Pyramid, a proposed 2,000-meter high monster capable of housing 750,000 people out on the water of Tokyo Bay. Solar panels and algae on the outside would power the many skyscrapers inside this modern base. Cigarettes, which will be made of carbon nanotubes. The name Shimizu comes from the company that first proposed the idea, a civil engineering firm better known for its bridges and airport terminals. So this is most likely a clever public relations stunt or some sort of pyramid scheme. Number 4. The Illinois. Frank Lloyd Wright, the father of modern architecture, was 89 years old when he proposed this mile-high 528-story skyscraper in Chicago in the mid-1950s. The Empire State Building, its only contemporary rival, has only 102 stories. Even now, Wright's tower would be twice the height of the Burj Khalifa. When he unveiled his plans to an Ord press conference in October 1956, his schematic drawing was only 25 feet tall. Despite being in the heart of the city, the mixed-use tower would have 15,000 parking spaces and 100 helipads. Not to mention the 76 elevators, each 5 stories high and traveling at 60 miles per hour, all of which are atomic-powered. Steel, rather than reinforced concrete, was proposed as the material. It would have moved around in high winds, causing great discomfort to those living on higher floors. Wright would have been mistaken if he thought his tripod-style structure would have prevented this. Number 5. The Metropolitan Sepulchre. This mooted Victorian monolith, popularly known as the Death Pyramid, which sounds like a banging grunge band, was dreamed up to solve a problem that has long perplexed city planners. Basically, where do we bury all the dead? Between the mid-18th and mid-19th centuries, London's population increased from less than 1 million to nearly 3.5 million. This was due to increased prosperity following the Industrial Revolution, as well as improved sanitation and healthcare initiatives, and most likely the empire. In any case, London's graveyards had been overflowing since the medieval plagues, necessitating drastic action to address the cemetery crisis. Entrepreneurial architect Thomas Wilson sparked Britain's current obsession with all things Egyptian by proposing a massive pyramid-shaped mausoleum that could house 5 million dead Londoners. It would have taken up 18 acres in Primrose Hill and risen to an unprecedented 94 stories at the time. Wilson, a businessman through and through, estimated that Londoners would pay £50 per vault, and that at the current rate of 40,000 burials per year, his Pyramid General Cemetery Company could earn around £10 million. Unfortunately, no one else saw his point. Number 6. India Tower. Despite its meteoric rise in wealth and prominence on the global stage, Mumbai lacks a coherent architectural symbol, or at least one that looks forward rather than back at its colonial past. Rem Koolhaas hopes to fight Mumbai's inevitable growth in Dubai style. Identify towers with the India Tower. A striking tubular structure with a gap halfway up the sky lobby is an intersection of all paths within the tower. Gush is the architect's website and a panoramic platform for any possible activity to unfold. Sadly, this visionary tower appears set to remain a disjointed fantasy. And last, but not least, number 7. Hotel attraction. Antoni Gaudí was a Catalan architect best known for his work in Barcelona, particularly the soaring majestic church of the Sagrada Familia. His distinctively trippy, colorful, and above all organic brand of modernism almost made it to the lower Manhattan skyline according to these tantalizing sketches from 1908. Gaudí's hotel attraction was impractical because its designer's vision was uncompromising. To this day, due to its scale and complexity, his Sagrada Familia is still unfinished despite breaking ground in 1882. What are your thoughts? Which of these unbuilt megastructures would you most like to see in real life? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more thoroughly edifying tech content